Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video tutorial for Maverick Render. In this tutorial, we're going to look at how to create this kind of animation using our new Cutaway material. Here you can see a motor where the cross-section is animated, revealing all the moving components inside. Let's dive into how to pull off this effect in Maverick. Here's our starting motor scene. First things first, let's set up our IPR for animation work. We'll head over to the Globals panel and switch the Take aspect over to Timeline. Over in the Render panel, let's go to the Timeline tab and set up a square aspect ratio. Make sure you double-check your camera framing. With that, our scene is all prepped and ready for animation. Now, let's drop in a primitive. We'll zoom out of the viewport a bit and scale it up. You can tweak its size directly in the properties, or just use the Move tool to scale it out. Let's adjust the size so it completely covers our part. We'll slide it over into the corner, making sure it totally engulfs the object. Next, let's grab a material from the Cutaway library. We're looking for a double hatching material in basic mode. Let's drag and drop that right onto our primitive. You can see the material is already slicing straight through our object's geometry. We can easily test out other materials right on the primitive. Let's go with this orange material for our example. We'll need to tweak the scale since the object is pretty small and the hatch lines are looking way too massive. Let's open up the Materials panel and select the one we just applied. Dive into the UV mapping settings. And let's drop the value from 2 centimeters down to 1. We'll zoom in a bit to check how that looks. That scale is looking much better. So now we have our object slicing right through the entire geometry. If we untick the Material Override option, each object will be sliced, revealing its own internal material. Now we need to exclude a few specific objects from getting cut. To do that, we'll select them and assign them a trace set ID. Let's grab the rotor object. Head over to its trace set's properties. We'll untick Inherit from Parent and give it an ID of 3. Now let's select the fan object. Uncheck Inherit from Parent again and assign it that same ID of 3. Let's jump back into the Materials panel. Let's do a quick purge to clear out any unused materials in the scene. Select our Cutaway material. And under the Trace Sets section, let's exclude ID 3. And with that, our scene setup is practically done. Now let's also grab the group holding the rotor's small strips and assign ID 3 to that whole group. Let's double-check that the cut is only affecting what we want, leaving everything else fully visible. Our scene is now fully dialed in with the Cutaway. Now it's time to start animating our objects. We'll kick things off by animating the internal parts. Let's create a transform motion controller. And drag and drop it right onto the fan. Let's open up the animation panel and expand the view a bit. Select our transform node. First thing we need to set is its duration. Let's stretch the duration from 60 frames out to 90. Let's scrub over to one of the final frames on the timeline. We'll zoom in so we get a good look at the object. Down in the rotation parameters, let's set the mode to revolutions. We'll dial in 10 revolutions on the x-axis. If we scrub through the timeline, we can see the rotation in action. If it's spinning a bit too fast, we can drop that down to 5 revolutions. Actually, let's just stick with 10 for now. Next up, let's animate the rotor's rotation. Find the group that contains both the rotor and the rotor strips. We'll create another transform motion controller and drop it onto the main rotor group so everything moves together as one piece. We'll match that same 9:0 frame duration on the timeline. Let's head over to the rotation parameters. We'll set the x-axis rotation mode to revolutions. Let's test it out with 5 revolutions and see how it moves. Let's bump that up to 10 revolutions so it spins at the exact same speed as the fan. There we go. Our interior rotation is fully set up. Now, let's animate the actual cutaway object. We'll create one more transform motion controller and drop it right onto our primitive. Let's shorten its duration on the timeline a bit. We'll park the playhead right on the final frame of its movement. We want the animation to end in its current position, but start from further back. Let's dive into the translation parameters. We'll test out moving the y-axis from our starting frame. Let's check the direction of the movement directly in the IPR. Let's plug in a translation value of -10 on the y-axis. We'll toggle the material bypass just to see where the object sits in the viewport. By scrubbing the timeline, we can watch the primitive slide right through the model. That's exactly the motion we're looking for. Let's turn bypass back off and snap back to our camera view. We'll set the last frame of the animation to 90. Let's fire off a quick preview just to make sure everything looks good. Now we can head over to the Render panel under the Timeline tab. We'll set our output file path. Tick the Full Animation Timeline option and hit Render. Here you can check out the final rendered animation. With just a few simple steps, we've managed to get a pretty spectacular result. We hope you guys found this tutorial helpful, and we'll catch you in the next one.